Good day and welcome to class. This is the third module in soap making course, and we'll be looking at cold process bar soap making. Cold process bar soap making, and we'll be looking at it. We'll understand the cold process method. The content also includes saponification explained. We'll learn to calculate layer quantity, step-by-step procedure for cold process soap, adding fragrance and colors, curing and drying, and common beginner mistakes. Cold process soap making. This is mixing oil and fat with lye, sodium hydroxide at controlled temperatures. There's no need of adding external heats. Saponification will generate its own heat. This type of soap making is ideal for artisans, for hobbyists, and small businesses. The key characteristics of cold process is it retains natural glycerin, which is usually moisturizing. It is highly customizable, having oil, scents, colors, and additive retained. It requires curing for about 4 to 6 weeks, and it is eco-friendly and energy efficient. The chemical reaction for cold process is fat oil plus lye to give soap and glycerin. How does it work? Oil usually contains triglyceride, which is a combination of fatty acid plus glycerol, and lye breaks bond to give fatty acid salt, which is soap and glycerol. Now, the importance of cold process is that it determines hardness, lather, and moisturizing properties. It ensures that there is no leftover lye, and also it allows super fatting, extra oils for mildness. The common pitfall in cold process is if there is a wrong lye calculation, it will lead to harsh or weak soup. Also, incorrect oil temperature will lead to separation of the mixture. Then, early fragrance or color addition may result in uneven trace. So there is need to master the calculation, the temperature, and when to add fragrance and color in order to achieve the right soap in cold process. How do you calculate lye quantity? Too much lye will lead to skin burns, and too little results in soft and greasy soap. So the step you need to calculate is, for calculation include you list oils and you weigh the oil. For instance, coconut oil can be 200 grams, olive oil 300 grams. Then you find the saponification value for each oil. Each oil has its own saponification value, lye per gram. And you multiply that oil weight measured initially with the saponification value of each of the oil. Now, you sum the total lye required. After summing, you apply super fat percent, usually 5%. Then you calculate the water to be used. Now, to calculate, you use 2.5 to 3 times the number of the lye weight. So this is, if you follow this calculation, you'll be able to know the lye quantity required. Tools to help you can use online soap calculators, and you can use saponification tables or spreadsheets. Step-by-step procedure continued. We have a safety and preparation. You need to wear your PPE. You need to work in a well-ventilated area. Keep children and pets away. Then have vinegar ready for lye spills in case there is spills of lye. Then to prepare soap, the next step is you have to prepare lye solution. Add the lye slowly to distilled water. Then you stir gently, dissolving in order for it to dissolve fully. You allow it to cool to 100 to 130 degree Fahrenheit, which is 37 to 54 degrees Celsius. Don't forget that lye has its own, saponification has its own heat attached to it. No need of applying heat. So once you are stirring, you allow it to cool. So the next step after you prepare your lye solution is to prepare your oils. Which oils are you adding? Is it coconut or palm oil or palm kernel oil? Now you melt those hard oils, those ones that has been solidified, you melt it into liquid form and you mix with liquid oil. Now you will pour the lye solution into the liquid oil. Then you cool to match lye solution temperature. Mixing and tracing. You pour lye into oil slowly. You blend with stick blender and you watch for trace. Mixture thickens. You will notice that the mixture will thicken and leave trace. Then once this is done, you add fragrance and colors. Add as trace. Don't rush, just add in bits, then stir gently for even distribution. Then pour into molds. You can pour into prepared mold. Then tap to remove air bubbles because air bubbles can be formed in the process of pouring. So you tap the mold to remove air bubbles. Then you spray with isopropyl alcohol to prevent soda ash surface. Then you insulate and set. You cover with plastic wrap and towels. So this will retain heat for 24 to 48 hours. So that's the end of the process for process of soap making. So fragrance and colors, they use essential oil or cold process safe fragrance oil. You need to use essential oils. Then add at trace about 0.5 to 3% of total batch of weight of the soap you are making. Also avoid oils that accelerate trace or discolor. For colors, we have natural color and synthetic color. Natural one include clay, turmeric, spirulina, then cocoa powder. For synthetic, we have micas, skin-safe pigments. So you can add to your soap or add as trace and mix gently. Always test small batches before adding more. Curing and drying. Don't forget your mold after 24 to 72 hours. You cut into bar, then you place on drying rack. So you allow the soap to cure for 4 to 6 weeks in dry and ventilated area. Why do you need to cure? It is because cure will help to water to evaporate. Then it will keep the soap, it will make the soap harder and long lasting. Also, it will complete the saponification process, which will make it safe for skin use. It will also improve lather, smoothness, and mildness when you allow the soap to cure for the required time. So the tip is that you rotate the bars for even curing. What are the do's and don'ts for beginners? The do is that you measure accurately with a scale. You use soap, safe fragrance and colors. You maintain correct oil and light temperatures. You start with small test batches and you allow full curing time. And the don't is that you don't add water to lye. You pour lye into very hot cold. Don't pour lye into very hot cold oil. Also, don't use or unsafe fragrance and colors. Don't rush in cutting. Don't rush cutting or use soap early. If you ignore PPE, you are risking your health. So you have to always use PPE. So don't ignore PPE or ventilation. Common beginner errors. You have to avoid these mistakes of using impure water or oils because it leads to separation and discoloration. You need to avoid insulating mode, not insulating modes. You need to avoid over blending, adding fragrance color too early, and also skipping super fast calculation. So the solution is you keep a soap journal and follow the recipe closely. You have to exercise patience in this process in order to achieve your desired result. Additional tip for success for your first batch: start simple and keep a soap journal. Label mode with date and recipe. Experiment gradually after mastering the basic, then test new additive in small portions. In conclusion, cold process is a combination of lye, soap, and time and care. Accurate lye calculation is critical. Safety is first. You need to consider your personal protective equipment, ventilation, and no shortcut. Allow for curing. Curing is essential for quality soap. You start simple, you document, and you experiment later. Thank you for listening.